Well, hello. Episode 3. Yes, it is here. Don't say anything. I don't want to hear your mouth. Welcome to the Parasocial Room podcast. We are back. We never went. We're not going. My name is Sarah, your host, and I am here on video. You see our faces, and I am here with my co-host P.
What's up? Too low.
Yes, the video. We decided just to cause more work for ourselves, didn't we? And you can see our faces and probably comment things. If you can't tell, I have my hoops on. I am from Southwest London. If these come off at any time during this recording, that's not good, yeah?
Mm-mm.
I have
Going way past
talk
bar.
about today. We have some good things to talk about today.
Yeah.
Um, so the last episode we mentioned we're probably gonna have like a regular thing like hero of the week, TikTok of the week, whatever we've noticed. And last episode we mentioned Leo Skeppy, and I think
Mhm.
I made you fall in love a bit, really.
Yeah.
Good morning and shit.
Sure.
I still love him. I think he's wonderful. And now anything gold and black that I see, I just think good morning and shit. We're going away. Um,
And he drew in people to listen more to the clips and that as well, more than
yeah,
ever, I think,
we are.
because
We
that's
are.
the kind of thing that he releases. So when we're parasocial, you are too. And that's what it encourages when we do that. We do that shit.
Yeah, that
So,
shit. And that's why we're in this room together. We're all nice and cozy. We got like
mhm.
pillows and throws.
Our vibe.
Don't fall asleep though. If I see someone dozing off, no, that means
That's a soft good song.
don't mess with me today, basically. Um, so Leo, we've been a little while, but I don't care. We
Mhm.
can record and post when we want. That's the beauty of having our own podcast.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, for me, school holidays have started, so I have been mumming it. I think the most exciting thing I did was a trip, which I'll talk about in a minute. But for P, she had a really exciting time recently. Oh no,
Mm.
hang on. Because it was someone's birthday. So I got a cake with a
My
cake.
God.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paula. Happy birthday to you. Blow. Oh. And then I'm gonna eat this. It's really nice.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea.
So
It's
happy
crazy.
birthday. I
I
want to see happy birthdays in the comment.
such a podcast cake with the tea light. That's class.
I was like, gotta mention it. It's a milestone, and everyone heard me sing. So
Here's me thinking that we're just gonna reach the point where we're like, oh, here we are on Zoom 6, 7, 8 years later when everybody was on Zoom doing their podcasts, when everybody and their mother picked up a podcast during that time. But now this makes it even better.
what I was gonna talk about, summer holidays have hit. I'm mumming it. I am trying to wear my kid out every single goddamn day, and I love him. Um, but I am knackered. I'm absolutely shattered. So I went to go and visit my friend in Brighton. So I
Mhm.
used to live in Brighton. I did my teacher training there. I lived there
Oh,
winter, so it was the most awful time to live there because it was so depressing. And
yeah.
the few times that I've been back to visit since I've been to visit a friend, I'll talk about later. And it just was so awful. I don't know what had happened. It just felt chaotic and dirty and horrible. And where was the life?
Mm.
So we agreed to meet there because it's midway. And there's like a splash park pool. So we were able to actually sit there for 4 hours, burning our skin to get some suntan while the kids played. I was looking for James Marriott whilst I was walking around Brighton as well because I love James. But yeah, so friends. The friend I visited, we've been friends since we met in Brownies. I don't know if anyone been in Brownies and Guides. I don't know if you have like an equivalent in Ireland or like we have like Cub Scouts.
We have brownies, we have scouts, we have cubs. Yeah.
It, it I it well even I think people pan it a lot, but Guides and Brownies taught me things unbelievably. Like it was in a primary school and like having a wood stick fire, tiny little one, to melt marshmallows over in the middle of central London and like inner London.
Yeah, it
It was
suddenly
really
doesn't
cool.
seem relevant. Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I met her. By the way,
Mm.
people and places, anything that can identify people we talk about isn't gonna be their real things. However, the stories and situations are. Let me just mention that.
Anybody, no matter how silly or serious. Yeah.
Silly side, happy side.
When it's about our
Side.
day-to-day lives. Yeah.
Um, there's gonna be no real names or places.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so don't even start that rubbish, yeah. So my friend that I met at Brownies, so we've known each other since we were young, and if you don't know, I'm 40, so that's a very 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 long time. I am crusty. um and then we went to the same secondary school, and basically we were called two peas in a pod. And
Mhm.
because we're quite similar in a lot of ways. And then we ended up going to university together, but she didn't like it, so she left after a year. Um, and she is one of those people. I have very small amount of close friends, especially after the last few years. I'm very cautious, and I'll talk about why later. Um, and trust is an issue for me. So I have a close friend that I've known my whole entire life, but then I also have P. We've not known each other more than
Is it best of 5 years?
5 years.
Mm.
That's actually quite a long time, to be fair.
Best of.
Um, and I have connections in different ways. So today we are going to be talking about friendship because I think it's an interesting subject because I think people see
Yeah.
and value friendship in different ways. The reason
Yeah.
for this, and it leads into actually what happened today, which I'll talk
Yeah.
about later because I'll probably get irate and I don't want to set that tone for the pod right now. But I have a question.
Yeah.
So you know when you're little and you're at school and you think, I need loads and loads of friends, loads and loads of friends. Because my son's in going into year one
Yeah.
and he has just naturally got this little group of about 5 kids, and they are so tight knit and it is beautiful. They have such
Mm.
wonderful friendships, but they're so caring and lovely to each other. Now and again, I'll say, "Oh, who did you play with today?" So and so. No, we're not friends. So there is drama.
Yeah. Toddlers and children, all the drama. That's where all the drama starts, but it never ends because it's so day to day.
I'm telling you, you need to stop filming series in Beverly Hills and go to a primary school because those kids
Yeah.
drama every day, man. There's so and so does so and so, and then so and so
Yeah.
right
But
there.
the key is keep it in the groups because once it starts to get to individuals, then it becomes more and more something, and then the conflicts really start. So keep it in the groups as much as possible and be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you don't like him today, but you might like him tomorrow. Maybe you'll play with your favorite toy that you both like tomorrow, and you don't like him today because he's playing with your favorite toy and you didn't want to, whatever.
Yeah.
You'll make up.
Primary school, it was bitchy. The girls were mean because I'm 5'4". I was the tallest
Mhm.
in my class at one point. How did that work? And then obviously you then grow boobs and bum, and then kids
Strange.
start to notice you've got in boobies, and then that's another reason to be picked on. Those kinds of friendships mean to me. But
Kind of triptych you want. Yeah.
do lots of friends mean that they're decent friends? If you have like I know people that have like 6, 7, 8 mates.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle that. That's so socially too
Yeah.
much, mate. I'm gonna see you later.
Pretty extroverted, but like
Yeah,
the version of the friend, you base it on that version. So it's like, I think it's hard, like, even as two women, to like admit, like, you have close friends and then you have friends. Well, proximity is a big one. So we're not in the same country, but we
no.
talk every day.
Every
If we're voice noting every day, that means we're voice noting, and if we're replying with the voice note, then we're going to listen to say half of it, and then we're going to go, I've listened to that, and I'm responding to these points, and then we'll respond to the other points the next day. That's cause proximity,
Yeah.
and that makes sense. But
Yes.
if I was doing that with my friend that lived in my county here, she'd be like, "You're literally an hour away, literally not even just about an hour away from me."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Well, do you actually want to come over and we can talk about this?" And
Oh,
that's like the difference, you know. It's like you can have that,
yeah,
you
true.
know,
I
and
would
you
love
know, but we're both just as close. Yeah, you know, we're both just as
Yeah.
close. Like we both want that. Both connections would want that, and we're both just as close. And there's a version of closeness in each one, but it's just you have certain privileges because of the proximity. Yeah, and with that friend, she's yeah my secondary school friend. So like the one true close secondary
Right.
school friend that I have,
Yeah.
and the rest would have been the versions of friendship, because it was like they'd be like jumping around social groups, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not because they didn't quite fit in, it's because they could comfortably float around. But I was the one
Mm.
who was like, oh, do I fit here, do I fit here, do I fit
Mhm.
there? And when I was in primary school, then going
Mm.
turning back the pages even further, it was like,
Mm.
because my school was tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I at a time had up to 15 students in that school, and
Mm.
they're always talking about closing. It hasn't closed yet.
Yeah.
Like the stuff, what was it? 30 students, I think, was the highest number that they ever had. So mostly in what they call the big room. So we go from junior infants, which is nursery. So junior infants to sixth class, which is the same as sixth form. And so they're split in two. There's two rooms and there's two teachers. And so when I was in what they call the baby room, which was first class, down to nursery, junior infants,
Mhm.
um, same thing. It was like I was starting that way. I would just kind of float. And that's fine. That's fine when you're a kid and you're a toddler and you can have your drama.
Yeah.
And you can like throw away that toy because you don't want that toy today, because Timmy was playing with that toy and I don't want to play with that toy anymore. I don't like Timmy today. That sort of drama. And then it's James tomorrow and you're like, I like James today or whatever.
Yeah. You was
But
quite
it
rough.
was actually a lot of boys that I happened to be schools with, because for some reason the farmers were having a lot of boys at that time. So there was a lot of boys in my school. So my friends were a lot of boys when I was in primary school. And then when girls would come into the equation, it's like boys would mix with girls. It's like, oh, girls are actually a thing. There's not just this one girl.
Mhm.
And I can mix more with girls, and girls are more of an interest to me than just a friendship. And then that changes because of that. And then, yeah, so it's like changes, but not as strange as like, it being a tiny school or anything. It's just
Mm.
the normal dynamics then start to come into play. So then that's got its sort of version of strange even to it, because you've already faced so much strangeness already.
Mhm.
But yeah, so yeah, but not because of trauma. It's just like I wouldn't call it trauma because of all that change. It was more so you kind of, in my way of being, just search for the quality, and it's before the quantity, and it's like I see the people, they're looking for the quantity.
Mm.
And I was lucky, like I always went to secondary school, particularly because it can be ruthless, like high school can be ruthless, like they always show you in the movies, and the American movies can be
Nice.
ruthless, Mean Girls, all the rest of it,
High rock.
whatever, Freakier Friday, Halloween, whatever way you want to put it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it can be ruthless, but sometimes you just click together and you don't know why. Like
Mm.
Halloween, all the babysitters click together and they don't
Yeah.
know why, and they're all suddenly a friendship group and they're all hanging out.
It's funny, like, yeah, you say dynamics and stuff because I mean they do change because the older you get, your relationships change. Some don't survive, some fizzle, some are just, you know, respectful. I have like a small group of friends that we all went through secondary school together, falling outs everywhere. So I went to a girls' school in southwest London, in inner London,
Mm. Mm.
and girls' school in southwest London was, I think, it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm
Mm.
not going to name the school. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not doing, just in case, I'm not sure, but we had a very distinct color uniform, and we were known for that. And then it had a very, very good
So
reputation.
it is like Derry Girls, but it's not a Catholic school. That's the only thing.
It was the opposite, in fact, that it was so ethnically and culturally diverse.
Yeah.
It taught me life, but not
Yeah.
as a white woman. Um,
Yeah.
and I am so thankful for that, because I think that's why I'm not a closed-minded bigot as well. Um, and girls being girls, sometimes you were bitchy, sometimes you fell out. I fell out
Yeah, call it what you
all out.
want. Like you can call it in your shell, you can call it like standoffish later on, like call
Yeah.
it what you want.
And
But there will be
makeup,
people that appreciate it and be like,
yeah.
you actually think before you talk to people and you don't just talk for the sake of
Uh-huh.
having people around you. Yeah.
And I think it was the start of me learning how friendship really works.
Mm.
You can't get on with everyone. And the problem with me, I used to be, I'm not anymore, not anymore, but I used to be a really awful, really chronic people pleaser. And, you know, I don't like conflict. I don't like confrontation. I don't want to address anything if it makes someone else feel uncomfortable. I'll just deal with it and move on. So,
Taking it back.
that leads
Taking
me
it back.
to, we've done the nicey shit. I'm not here for nicey shit today. I've dragged P on to talk about friendship. Um, we're talking about friendships. I have or had in the past male friends because I tend to get on better with men anyway. Which I think maybe because I went to a girls' school and I found it bitchy. Maybe I don't know. I just found men really easier to get on with. I had the first kind of proper heartbreak, soul destroying. I don't know what to do. I want to delete myself. I think I've spoken about him before. Let's call him David. I met him whilst working at the theatre, and I didn't like him at first. I thought he was an arrogant prick, and I told him that. I was like, I don't like you, but because I used to smoke, we used to go out on the balcony because we used to just serve the bar, and we used to just sit whilst the show was going on and like smoke. So you end up chatting, and then it develops into a really, really close friendship where people expect you together everywhere, and they suss you out. But he had a girlfriend, on off kind of thing, and he was an actor. I wish he still was. And then things just got really messy, and that starts when you kiss him. We were never together, but eventually we ended up living together, not as a couple, ending up living together in a tiny, tiny flat with his mother and his sister because they had nowhere else to go. So they were in a flat that I originally let. None of them were on the lease, and we were very reliant on one another. The friendship was pure. The friendship was like nothing else. But I think what caused the messiness was feelings, and he was being a bit weird. And I turned to him. I was like, "What's wrong?" Because he was looking at moving out anyway, just so that it could kind of help our friendship. And he turned to me and he went, "Oh, I've started seeing someone." And all I remember, I just stood up, packed all my shit that I had in that room, rang my dad, and I said, "Please, can you come and get me? I'm coming home. I can't do this anymore." And I walked out because that was like the final thing that broke my heart, that he just felt like that was okay. And I had told him that I liked him in that way. He's not stupid. And then the spiraling happens. Was he using me? Was he really my friend? No, 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 no. So cut two, we haven't spoken, we didn't speak for 10 years, 12 years. And one night I woke up because I'd had a dream about him. And I woke up and burst into tears because I was just like, I want my friend back. I need my friend back. I just need to talk to him. He gets me. So I found him on Instagram because I didn't have his number anymore. And I was like, look, I don't know if you're going to respond. I don't know, whatever. But I just wanted to tell you that I really miss you. And if we can talk, I would really like to talk. And he got married. He married with kiddos, beautiful kids. And that's fine. Life. I was married too at the time. And I think it was just a few hours later, he texted me and he was like, hey, yeah, let's talk. I literally felt like I had half my soul back. And then fine, going well, went to go and visit him a couple of times. He is a carpenter and he had a workshop in Brighton, and I went to go and visit him, and it was wonderful. It's like time hadn't gone. It was like our relationship hadn't soured or gone wrong, and whether it was like fun times again. I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And then he just disappeared. Nothing happened. We weren't doing anything untoward. I think the other half has an issue, and I'll just say, I have been trying to reach him for about 2 years. I don't get it. I don't understand why. Sometimes I question, is it a revenge? But he's not like that. I think there's more to it, and there's nothing I can do. And it makes me really sad because it's the second time I've lost him, and I do believe that he is my soulmate. I'm not talking romantically, but I've known the man since I was 18. And whilst we weren't speaking, actually, if you don't know, I love Danny Dyer. I love Danny Dyer. Yeah? Danny Dyer.
That's going in the clip stream.
In the podcast, please. No, I look haggard, man. Danny Dyer. I've loved him for years, since Human Traffic, probably. So I put one on one day, started watching it. I was like, oh yeah, Danny Dyer, he's an assassin, and my friend is in the film. He barely has a speaking part. I think I've told this before. But he's in scenes with like Martin Kemp and his brother, I can't remember his name. And I was like, yes, yes, because I thought he'd given up acting and he got this role. I was like, Danny, what can do? Oh, I was so proud. I mean, have you experienced any friendships that you think this is a friend for life? This is my ride or die. I can't see anything going wrong, anything happening, but then something happened. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
The early girl group that I got into when I was in secondary school, because I was around a lot of friendly girls. Like that's how we are. That's our culture. Like we get on with everyone.
Sorry, my
It
mic.
really truly is. Like it's much more mixed when you get into the cities over here. But when you're out in the country and you're from country town, we all try and get on with each other. Like
Yeah.
there's not much animosity whatsoever. So yeah, when I actually would find my clique like just before any like huge exams would start, that was that meant a lot. But then it's like when they start like being their own people, once they get out of that educational bubble and they're doing what they want to do, and they went to college, just like that fizzles out and that went away. And it's like, okay, well, I want a version of what we had when we were in school. Obviously, I want us to kind of grow together. But if you don't see that, then you're going to go off and you're going to do that with other people. Like I get that, but it is sad. It is a shame when you can see it going and you don't want it to go,
I know.
and
Yeah.
they just let it go. It is sad. It is. And maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that one or two of them that I would have had been at school with would listen. Like I get that, and it's like, yeah, we can start up where we ended. Like I get it. Like we still have that, but it's like it's just a level. And yeah, so I hope they would appreciate that, you know. But yeah, at the time, the people you think that you're more close with than you were when
Yeah.
you're in that zone when you're in secondary school, and then
Yeah.
they're just gone.
Like following on from the last story I told about my really dear friend, it I don't know why it should be complicated. It can't be. I mean, some friendships are between like a man and a woman, for example, both straight or whatever. Um, Maybe there's an awkwardness or something there right at the start, and um, I think to avoid messy drama ish, I
Mhm.
think that from experience, honesty is always good, even though you might feel embarrassed, you might get rejected, you might get turned down. There's some awkwardness that happens, but then it might make your friendship stronger or better, or you might laugh about it in 10 years' time, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes feelings can develop later. I had that too. I think that's probably worse. But then I think that's probably because you have connected, you've developed your relationship, you have been learning everything about one another. You've been spending time with no pressure about it being a date or it being, anything more than friendship because that's what it was at the start. My recent experience, again, all names and places are entirely fictional, but the information I'm telling you, especially with this, I have been off air when we've been like having, talks and stuff between P and I. This subject is really, really tearing me up because I couldn't